Hi, this is the help video for Excel Chapter 2, Pause and Practice 3. We're on Step 4, and this movie is just about Step 4 and the function SUMIF. On the left, I have the instruction file from my SimNet sim book. On the right, I have the file as it is at the end of step number 3. So what I need to do is to move to the worksheet called PLR Camp. So let's take a look at what this sheet does. So every camper that's attending the Paradise Lakes Resort is given a camper ID. Then two pieces of information are collected about the person, their gender. They can be a male or a female, indicated by an M or an F, and then they have their age of the camper. And then the piece of information about their stay is listed in column 7, and it's the number of days. Well, if anybody's been a camp counselor, you know you need to have sufficient counselors for the particular gender of camper that you have. So if I were to hand you a calculator and I wanted you to tell me how many days are my female campers going to be on camp, camping, you would come here to this gender column and you would realize, okay, this is an M, I don't want to count that. This is an F, okay, 6. This is an F plus 8. This is an F plus 7. No, 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 yes, plus 4, plus 2, plus 8, right? So you would use this column to decide whether or not you want to add the associated number of days for that camper. Well, that's what SUMIF is going to do for you. You're only going to sum this information in column C if the information in column B matches what you're checking for. So over here in H4, we want to put a formula that sums the number of days if the gender is an F. Okay, so we need to go to our formula bar, and then SUMIF is in the math and trig function group, so we're going to click on that and scroll down and find SUMIF. Make sure it's not the ifs. That SUMIFs would allow you to have multiple conditions. We only have one criterion, and that's that they're female. So we're going to do SUMIF. It's going to bring up our function argument. So the first thing, range, is the range of cells you want evaluated. So that would be, what are we looking at to decide whether we're going to add or not? And so that's gender. Gender is the cell, the column that we're looking at for an M or an F in this term. So I'm going to select B4 all the way down to B38. Now, I recognize that I'm going to have to copy this down here to do the males, so I want to lock in that range, so when I copy it, this range for my evaluation doesn't change. So I'm going to hit my F4 key, and I get $signs around every element of the address. I'm going to click on criteria, and then in the criteria, what am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for an F because it says female. So I'm just going to type an F. And then the last piece is, okay, if this cell is an F, what do we want to add together? Well, that's number of days. So we're going to go C4 through C4 through C38. And we want to lock that in too, because when we go down to males, it's the same range that we want to add. We don't want to shift it and exclude camper 1 and have a blank here, right? So we want to lock in the list of cells that we want to add. So we have a 117, and that's the answer, right? 117. We're going to go ahead and click OK. And now I've gone through this pretty complex formula. If you look up here, it was much easier as you use the function the box that lets you fill it in, but if you were to do it longhand, this is what it would look like. But we have to do it for males. So I'm going to click on this data fill handle, drag it down. Now notice that both cells are selected, so you want to make sure you just click into the males, and then all we need to do to that formula is, instead of looking for an F, we're going to look for an M. So you can come up to your formula bar, or you can double click right here in the cell and change the F to an M. And because we locked in both the gender and the number of days, it absolutely works. And we have a 76, and that is correct. All right, so take a second and save that. And we're going to stop this movie now. And the next movie is going to be on step 5, the VLOOKUP function. All right, thank you.